about why actors do what they do, when they pick the roles they pick just for a paycheck.
I couldn't even get cast as an Italian. I'll never forget where there's a party scene. There's 300 guests. I said, no.
But it didn't, and you decided to take matters into your own hands by writing Rocky.
You know, I've been coming in for 6 years. In 6 years, you've been sticking it to me. I want to know
Why specific actors get specific roles, and why do those actors accept those specific roles?
You don't pay a lot of attention to reviews and those kind of things?
Well, you know, you're always affected by opinion, but the more opinions there are of you, of me, the less I look at them, because I just can't live my life based upon what other people think about me. So I can't concern myself too much with what other people think. You know, it's just not healthy. I don't think I could continue to do what I do if I was constantly worrying about what
You have to be able to be vulnerable in front of anybody. You know, you have to be comfortable looking silly. You have to be comfortable making mistakes. And you have to break the thing inside of you that doesn't want people to see, right? Because as soon as you allow people to see, all of a sudden you get access to things that you didn't realize you had access to, right? For example, like a thing I used to do is when I was probably 18 or 19 years old, I got in touch with those blocks. The camera hates emotional blocks. Like, you put a camera in somebody's face and they're uncomfortable about delivering.
He never worries about other people's opinions. In multiple feature films he's been in, a lot of people probably wouldn't like his majority of his characters. But he played those characters because there's real life situations. Folks don't really like reality or truth. He might have been looked at this.
It's the kind of things that I did when I came to this country. I mean, I went to school, I was working in construction, I was working out my 5 hours a day, I was taking acting classes from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight. I was doing all of those things. I wanted to make sure that out of the 24 hours of the day, that I don't waste one single hour. Those hours were too precious. And so there I just want to tell people, don't give me this thing, I have a difficult time with the time and I don't have time for this and I don't have that. You have time, you make the time.
Completely unnecessary, but I screamed in his face and I sat there, you know, with my head, you know, looking like a red tomato, and everyone started laughing at me in the entire room. De Niro, everybody was in hysterics, and I sat there frozen thinking, oh my God, I just screwed this entire opportunity up. And I just sat there frozen, and then, you know, Bob, in traditional De Niro fashion, kind of just looked at me and went, it's good, it's good, it's good. And then, you know, we carried on doing the scene, and I think I actually had dinner with De Niro recently, and he told me, no, I was the one who said you should get the job.
The actual making of a film, the day-to-day going to work, the construction of a film, has always been my favorite thing. I like making a film much more than I like watching them. I do, and even the ones I'm in. I really love the coming together with a whole bunch of people, having an idea on paper, and everyone's an expert at what they do, and you're off on this journey. You got ideas, but then you just let it go and see what it can become. I love the making. That's.
If you're working with the same director, don't fall back on your old tricks from that old film. That was a different film. Different tricks were needed. You know, go for new tricks. Don't be a one-trick pony.
I kept going. I had a path. I knew what my path was. My path was to become what I am right now. Now, I lost sight of it in an interesting sort of way, or I went about it in a wayward path. Right. But fortunately for me, all the getting high, the drinking, the drugs, and everything else I did, I showed up at the theater every day. Right. I did plays ripped out of my mind. I rehearsed ripped out of my mind. But every lesson that I learned, I held on to for some reason. God, whatever, somebody let me.
If you can't talk someone out of show business, then they have a shot. I love the allure, the danger of working without a net. You know, it's one thing to be a tightrope walker if there's a net, as opposed to being a tightrope walker where you could plummet to your death at any moment. And that's the disconnect between someone who's rational and someone who's just crazy enough to go into show business and stick to it no matter what. Tenacity is almost more important than talent.